Do we need a motion to open the meeting?
I'll make a motion to open the meeting of the Board of Assessors for January 25th, 2022.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, it's official.
Okay, we got the approval of minutes. Did you get those, Christine?
Yes, I have them. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I mean, I did them and I put them in the file and was like, oh yeah, you got to send them.
You weren't late.
By a scooch. Now, public speak time, doesn't appear to be any.
No.
Oh, I'm taking your duties here, Christine.
That's okay. I can start if you want.
Sure, let's start.
All right, I'm going to start with motor vehicle abatements for the end of the month. For 2018, it's $217.50. And the reason we have a 218, it went past the 3 years, but they hadn't paid it and paid it, so that allows them a year to do an abatement. 2019 is $75.62, and 2021 is $337.07. Our real estate exemptions for the month, real estate portion is $3,900 and the CPA is $117. Real estate abatements for the end of the month, real estate is $16,736.63. For CPA is $502.10. And one I&E fee we had to take off is $250.
Okay.
The last thing is what we do every year, the CAI tax map maintenance proposal, and it's the same amount that we paid in the past years. $3,675 for the maintenance service, and the building footprint is $15 for any buildings added or changed.
So that's within the January to December 31st? Like
that starts
new
for
construction
fiscal year
or whatever. Yeah.
23.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I have just one question on this. On the real estate for the abatements.
Yes.
I know I'm kind of jumping ahead. Is that with 15 Cottage?
That's
included?
No. Because that just came in that we'll have to do for February. This is just Ferry Street.
Oh, right. Okay. I guess, are there any other questions on that?
And we have 10 real estate or / personal property abatements that came in. We just had 2 today that came through our assessor shared. So it adds up to 10.
Okay.
But 2 are the ones we already did for Ferry Street.
Right. Okay.
That's just the ATV case.
Right. Well, do we want to go over anything? Do we have any questions on the tax map maintenance? I mean, it's the same we've done every year. I didn't know.
Same as every year.
You know.
And
do you know what this is, Scott?
I think it makes sense now that I read through the document and I mean,
it's just, any additions, but it's their maintenance, and if anything happens, they take care of it, and it really does appear after a while. I know in the beginning when it was all done, everybody was kind of wound up about it, but it is a pretty reasonable thing, and now it seems that everybody's using it. I mean, I know in the beginning the assessors were concerned that they were going to lose the 25 or 50 cents they got for copies.
Oh my gosh.
It was going to take off. And now when you take a look at how much time and how much paper, and the appraisers who used to come in and sit there and wait for a field card. I mean, no brainer. So anyway, so I guess what we need to do is we need to have a motion to accept or deny this tax map maintenance proposal.
I'll make a motion to accept. I'll make a motion to accept the tax map proposal.
I'll second that motion.
$675.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. So we call for a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So
It's
moved.
unanimous. Okay, approved. All righty. So now, the Cottage Square Apartments. This kind of didn't come out like we had expected. What's your feelings on this, Randy?
Well, initially, I really wasn't happy because I felt that we were right. And we did, I did a lot of research when I got here to look at all the different things, income and expense, not just that, but the sales in the markets over the last 8 years of larger rental units. And also the rent roll study that Roy and I had done recently too. And it's really, these are the things are going up, and I felt that our value was sound. So I was disappointed. I did contact Roy about it, and he said that it was basically, it's sort of like they're throwing them a bone. Really it's a win for us, but they're just kind of giving them something for going through the effort. And most likely it was because they neglected to on the following year for fiscal 2021 apply again. And so they lost their opportunity to get the abatement that we granted, or the value of the abatement that we granted for that year. So
Right.
I think that ultimately that's what that was. And really it was a win for us. And they just kind of, because frankly, I felt like the guy didn't really have much of a case. And we had our homework and our consultant there, and sometimes you just, we've got to roll with the punches and take it for what it is. And, for the most part, we've got a successful value there. And, hopefully we're going to be good going forward. And
Well, that is one good thing. Yeah.
I was hoping, we don't know about the timing too, whether we're going to see an application for this fiscal year now for 15 Cottage Street once again.
I would imagine, yes, if they have the opportunity to take it, they will.
Well, pretty much.
One question was it possible for us? Who was there? Roy? Was Roy at
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if, you and he did it. So, he had access to the same information we would have had. That was going to be my question is, did we have representation there? And
we did. One of the things that they were hanging their hat on was then saying that our value was incorrect was because of their expenses, and their legal expenses were inflated due to the lawsuit. And
Right.
It was like, okay, he didn't have a leg to stand on. And when we did a blended look at the previous 3 years of income and expense, it showed that we were right on the money. So, like I said, it's a little disappointing when I felt like we did all our homework and represented ourselves well and did what we should have, to get a successful outcome. We're still subject to their policies, or their strategies, or I don't know what to call it, but they're in charge, I guess. And there's one thing that we can do, and I've seen this before, although I know that it takes a long time, but we can request a finding of fact, because if you saw the document, it really just says, okay, this is what we decided, and it's the monetary value that we will be abating. And there's no other explanation. And it would be great to have, if I had a little bit, when we adopted a new policy last year, and if we deny an abatement, we're not just going to send this form that says nothing other than you're denied. We give a little bit of an explanation along with it. I'm sending along a letter that's saying, yes, you are denied, and here's why. This is why, I know you said this, but here's my counter to that. And you don't get that from ATB unless you request it, and then it's a long time, and, I'm not sure whether it's worth it or not in this case.
Well, it is. I don't think time I don't think time matters. I think that whatever we need to do, and I will entertain a motion to request that.
Yeah, okay. So I will make the motion then because I'm curious. And, part of it is, as a professional who I consider this my career, and I'm doing my best to do my best for my municipality. And I feel that I have, and then to still have them, especially after we already had given up a tremendous amount of value to try and set things right, But again, it is what it is. And so we just have to move on. And I will do that request for the findings of fact and see if we can get a little bit more information. And one of the things that I want to do is gain more experience, So what was the reason behind this so that I know if there was something else I could have done or can do in the future when I'm faced with a similar situation or again at ATB, maybe a better strategy that I might be able to adopt. And I'm trying to learn however I can from the experience, even though it didn't turn out the way I necessarily was anticipating.
Well, but having those notes and having the transcripts would help immensely. And I mean, whatever I suggest that we, do that. So I don't know if we need a motion, but I'll request it and we put it in the minutes anyway.
We recently had a meeting of the HHCAA, the Hampden, Hampshire County Assessors Association, and there were representatives from the ATB there as the speakers, and it was actually the commissioner that had heard our case, and they were talking about different things, and it was like, okay, they're reaching out to the association to answer questions that assessors have about ATB. And, they mentioned, because I had mentioned at one point that, they're doing everything by Zoom, but I actually gained knowledge when I went to Springfield, when I had to go to Springfield to go to the appellate tax boards and watching the other hearings. I learned a lot just watching the other hearings, and I brought that up to them and they said, well, these are available. And so possibly if you are curious about the hearing, we might be able to find it in their archives and be able to, have you, since it was recorded, see kind of what was said and how things were presented to give you a better idea of how it went. And then, of course, the end of it is going to be getting that additional information on, regarding why they, made the decision that they did.
Well, I'm more interested in what their case was and how they swayed from something that appeared to be, I won't say slam dunk, but seemed to be kind of pretty much on our side. And also the person who was there was the person who, was alongside of you. So, I would like to, see how it went and if we can learn from, any in our presentation and, see if we can, we're going to get abatements. We're going to get big ones from commercial and larger people. That's who complains the most, and because they have the most to gain. And but I'd just like to see how this particular one went because I myself don't see how somebody can write off $100,000 legal bill to get off of assessing, property taxes. I'm kind of flummoxed by that one. So
we'll see what we can do to get some more information, and also if the access to the hearing is available for you to be able to review. Sure. Okay. Just for informational purposes, because you might pick up on something that I didn't, or at discussing it later, I might be able to. Again, I'm trying to gain in knowledge and get better at my craft here. So I want to get better and learn from every experience. So here's what I'm trying to learn from.
Well, I think that, more importantly, that's an important facet, but I think that what we need to look at is something that we don't get caught again with a similar tact from someone. And so we can see what their reactions were when, Roy brought up the stuff and what they said in their defense. So I don't think we need to belabor this much longer, but anyway, do we think we need a motion for this, or do we just say, just do what you can to get the stuff?
I'll just do what I can. I don't think that we necessarily need a motion.
Okay. All righty. And we already have the motion for the GIS stuff. Huh?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, other than that, I guess we need a motion for the abatements and exemptions and real estate abatements. Do I
I'll
hear
make a
one?
motion to accept the motor vehicle abatements for the end of the month, the real estate exemptions for the end of the month, the real estate abatements for the end of the month, and the CAI tax map maintenance proposal.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
All in
Any more
favor?
discussion?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
So moved.
Do we need to sign the GIS thing, or is that something that this goes out?
Yes, you have to sign it.
Okay. All of
I
us?
have it waiting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I guess I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll stop and see you
takers?
tomorrow. Christine, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Aye.
All right, we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Chris,
All right.
thank you,
Bye.
Randy. Chris.